You're right there, YouTube. It is Crackoon again, bringing you another gameplay. Commentary man, we're here again, bringing you another Battlefield 3 gameplay. Going to be on the Sharqi Peninsula, rushing with the DAO-12. I don't know how you might pronounce it. DAO-12, the shotgun. It's kind of like the striker. Y'all know how it is. I was going to continue on my complex versus simplicity, but I decided not to because it's a pretty short gameplay all in all. But I wanted to bring you this because I don't know, one, because it's pretty quick, and two, because it's just an absolute beast fest. Seriously, I rate these off. You know, joining in the game late, and I don't know. That's the whole thing about Battlefield 3. Sometimes it's a hit and miss scenario a lot of the time, and I don't know. It all comes down to your teammates, really. It's never the enemies, because the enemies are always there to be killed. It's all about how your teammates can actually have an input upon the match. And because obviously when I'm joining it, oh well, when anybody joins into a game late, you've got to understand that they're being put into like, what's the word now? Being put into like an unknown situation, and then you've got to try and combat what's already gone down. These enemies that have already, like, well, pretty much been in the game. So here I'm trying to push up in here, trying to get onto the B bomb site or MCOM or whatever you want to call it like that, but I don't know, man. There's something about the DAO-12 quickly, because it seems like it's the most consistent shotgun that I've found so far within just Battlefield 3 in general. And I don't know, it's interesting sometimes because you'll get the times where, well, I don't know whether or not it's in this game, but I know I've definitely got another game in which a similar scenario happens and everything like that. But I don't know, it's interesting really, because sometimes it'll be like an easy one shot and then boom, they'll just be dead no matter where, like if it's in like the torso or below the torso or like anything like that. Sometimes it'll just be like a consistent one shot, but other times literally you'll pump like 4 shells into some guy and it will be like, I don't know, it'll be ridiculous. It'll just take hit markers after hit markers after hit markers and then you'll die. And I don't know, that's where sometimes it's consistent but inconsistent, and it's kind of like the same scenario with a lot of guns in Battlefield 3. Just a whole consistency level is it's a bit thrown off sometimes. Well, I don't know what the proper word is. It's kind of like a bit hit and miss most of the time with all weapons. There's not a single weapon in the game that I can think of which is like gonna perform every time without a doubt, with no matter the connection, nothing like that. There's not a single gun that I can really think of that could do that. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe one of you can think one. If you can think of one, put it in the description below, obviously, because I like to hear all your inputs and everything like that. But I don't know, pulling out the Glock here, you know how it is, the G18. I'm the Glock man. I love Glocks. I don't know why, but I just really do. If you watched my Let's Play on, well, my Glock Theft Auto Let's Play on, well, a secondary channel that I've got an input on, but, well, it's kind of my channel anyway, whatever. But if you watch my Let's Play on that, you know that I love the Glock from that, because literally I did the whole playthrough of Grand Theft Auto with the Glock only, and I'm so glad to see the Glock back in well, just in any game really, just especially within Battlefield 3, with there being so many different variations of the Glock itself, whether it's an automatic Glock, like a single fire Glock, silence, you know, all these kind of different variations. That's where the kind of complexity comes into it and shit like that. But literally, man, seriously, if you're trying to like rush with shotguns and everything like that, I just always love this map for rushing with shotguns, and I've already told you this many times before, but I don't know, I think it's just something about the whole, what's the word now, like I don't know, the combination between real close tight quarter combat to kind of more open ground, covering long range, you know, kind of flanking routes and stuff like that to make sure you can get up close and personal with the enemy. That's why I really love it. There's a real great combination on this map, and kind of brings me on to another point as well, really, about the Back to Karkin DLC and what I've seen with the Back to Karkin DLC so far. And obviously, if you've got the Back to Karkin DLC, you'll know what I'm talking about, but if you don't, essentially it was an expansion pack and you bought it, you got 3 new maps with it, as well as some additional weapons and stuff like that. I'm not going to go through the weapons, but essentially the maps were the Sharqi Peninsula, Back to Karkin, the Gulf of Oman, 4 maps, and Wake Island. I got it mixed up, it's not 3, it's 4. And the Wake Island on the end is the one that I forgot about. So You get 4 maps with the DLC, and what I'm finding out with all these maps, compared to what I've played of the standard core maps of Battlefield 3, is what they're trying to aim for is a lot more close quarters combat kind of scenario situations and stuff like that. Like, there's not a single map that's like the Caspian border where it's extremely huge, and you're like, even like on a game of Rush, Caspian border is still a huge map. Whereas there's not a single Back to Karkin map that I can think of that's really like that huge. Maybe bar the Gulf of Oman, but even when you're on Rush on the Gulf of Oman, it doesn't seem that big. So I don't know, you take it for what it is anyway. I went 16-2, joining the game late, little 5-minute beasting, but that's all I got to say for now, and peace!